Willie D Live.
What's up, family? Cassie's former best friend, Carrie Morgan, testified on behalf of the government against Sean Diddy Combs. They're trying to put Diddy away for life. Yeah, check this out. She revealed that she got paid for Diddy putting hands on her. She said that Diddy put his hands around her neck. And, she filed some type of lawsuit or settlement she got from Cassie. They didn't say how much the amount was, but she did get paid. And she said the funds came from Diddy. So let me get this straight. Diddy chokes a woman. Cassie strokes a check on behalf of Diddy. If there's a RICO and Diddy is guilty of putting his hands on somebody and forcing them to do something, then Cassie got to be guilty of at least being a co-conspirator, aiding and abetting. There you go. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, fam. It seems like there's some culpability there. Maybe not, because she's Cassie and she's cute and she's a she. I guess, I don't know. Or maybe it's just because they just want the big fish, Diddy. Nobody else matters, because so far in this RICO case that requires a collaboration of many people, Diddy is the only one on trial. He's the only one been named by the prosecution as a defendant. It's very interesting how they do that. Diddy's former assistant, David James, took the stand. His former assistant. These are people who was closest to them. Closest to Diddy, it don't get no closer than your personal assistant. A personal assistant many times is even closer than your significant other, because they plan your schedule. They know where you are at all times. Yeah, man. So this dude hit the stand, and he says that he was Diddy's personal assistant from 2007 to 2009. And he also shared that he went to college in Michigan, that the interview that he had to get the job took place at 1710 Broadway. They asked him who he met, and he said Tommy, his sister Keisha, and others. How did they test you? He said that they gave him 40 appointments and asked him to make a schedule. For example, what particular show came on Hot 97 at a particular time. Also asked him to make a spreadsheet for Miami. He said he got the job by doing this. Check this out, family. This is why it's important to do your research. Or maybe not. Was that a good idea that he actually got the job? Oh, okay, let me just read what he said. He said, I know his food and restaurant preferences. He said that's what he told Diddy. He also said that Diddy asked him why he'd make a good assistant. And he said, can't stop, won't stop. I ain't got no problem with that. You trying to get the job, man. You trying to impress somebody. You trying to impress a guy who makes music, and one of his most famous sayings is, can't stop, won't stop. And look how it matches up with the job. I'm an assistant, and I can't stop, and I won't stop. Boy, all he had to do is say, take that. Diddy probably would have bought him a car right then and there, on the spot. In any event, he said, yeah, that's how he got the job. He said, can't stop, won't stop. He was ready. Talk about preparedness. Buddy was prepared. But check this out. This is interesting. He said that Bad Boy, he would do Bad Boy till 5. Then he'd go out to dinner and then to the studio at 3 a.m. Personal assistant, fam. Go everywhere you go. They sleep when you sleep. And check this out. Dude said Diddy had not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 girlfriends, including Cassie. Kim Porter was number 1 at the time. Sarah, Tara, Yana, and Cassie. And the prosecution asked him what was his first conversation with Cassie. And he said that they were on Star Island. Kerry Morgan was there too. Cassie said this lifestyle is crazy. And David asked her, why don't you leave? She said, Sean controls my life, my music. He pays for my apartment. He controls my life, my music. He pays for my apartment. Next conversation. He said it was about music, but the album never came out. Did you overhear a conversation? He said, yes. Said that he heard Diddy say, Kim is my queen. Out in LA, my family. He said, I have Cassie right here where I want her. David said, Diddy added, Cassie was young and moldable. Young and moldable. Okay, talking about the grooming now. Here's the thing about the assistant. The assistant is a tricky witness because the assistant only worked for Diddy for 2 to 3 years, right? He said 2007, well, 2 years, right? 2007 to 2009. And that means that although his time was short, he knew a lot about Diddy. In 2 years, you can find out a whole lot about somebody you work for because typically you're going to pretty much see every side of that person. You're going to see what they're like when they first wake up, if they're grumpy or not, when they go to sleep, when they're angry, when they're excited, when they're celebrating something, when they're frustrated, when they're talking about their enemies. You're going to see if they have a temper. You're going to see the people around them and who they associate with. You're pretty much going to see every facet of that person in 2 years. You see the highs and the lows. Oftentimes you see when the money get funny and when the money is all good. Diddy had so much money that, he probably didn't notice. But that personal assistant thing is really, really tricky. I'm not even into this kind of stuff that Diddy do. And I just don't like the idea of a person knowing everything that I'm doing, everything I got going on. Oftentimes these assistants, when they leave, they write tell-all books. And I know that they're not supposed to because most of them sign NDAs. But it don't stop them from telling your business. Let's say something that they know they gonna tell somebody, right? So maybe it don't end up in a book, but it ends up in the rumor mill. So people love talking. A lot of times when they're talking your business, they're not trying to be malicious. They just can't help themselves but run that mouth. So this is why, I'm really, really particular about personal assistants. The best kind of personal assistant is to have, in my opinion, is your spouse. Because they know pretty much everything about you already. It all depends on what we got going on, but just in general, I would trust my significant other over a complete stranger because she has a lot to lose if my business is not straight. But what say you, fam? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.